Hey there, gamers. In a little bit of a different room today, but that's just to show off this. Nah, it's not a TV, but something actually pretty cool. It's a Vectrex arcade system. Yeah, so this is actually pretty much, from what I can tell, this is the only home console that's actually completely self-contained. Like, you have the actual screen with the system. So yeah, what we got here, you see from the light, there's the cartridge slot over there. And yeah, you see a power strip there over there. I got this off eBay for about 70 bucks, plus about maybe $12, $13 shipping. The only thing was the plug had to be fixed. The person who previously owned it had to get the plug fixed, and because of that, the cord got really short. Like, I mean, I didn't think it would be that short, but it's really short. So yeah, you pretty much need a power strip in order to reach the power itself. So yeah, I just got the system itself, no cartridges or anything. But that's okay, because it does come built in with a game, and I'll show that off as well. So, just a little quick bit of history first. The Vectrex was developed by Smith Engineering and it came out back in 1982. Its original distributor was General Consumer Electric, or GCE. And then about probably late 82, or maybe 1983 or so, GCE was bought by Milton Bradley. So Milton Bradley, actually handled the distribution of the Vectrex for about a couple years. But for those who don't know, there was a video game crash in '83 here in North America, and by '84 the Vectrex was gone. It was out of the market. Milton Bradley didn't want to have anything to do with video games at that point, because I believe that was when they were being. I think that was roughly when they were about to be bought by Hasbro. Yeah, and Hasbro didn't want to have anything to do with games at that point. Of course, Hasbro ended up making their own game division later on in the '90s, but at that point they didn't want to have anything to do with it. So Milton Bradley dumped the Vectrex and everything. Excuse me. But interesting about the Vectrex is actually, that's probably the main reason why it has its own monitor. And as you can see, it's almost, like if you're playing like a 2D shooter from Japan, there's the Tate mode, where you pretty much would tilt you take that screen and you tilt it that way. This one's already like this. But again, just a quick little thing. Back, in the 80s, and even, when you get to like the 90s, with the NES, the SNES, and even Genesis probably, most graphics, what you saw for 2D graphics, they were pretty much done with raster technology. That's pretty much the pixel-based system, where the screen is made up of pixels, and each one has shaded a different color, and that's what gets you your image. The Vectrex, though, went off of what was getting kind of popular back in the early 80s before the crash, which was vector graphics. Which pretty much is, you're going to have a line here, and you're going to go up to here, or here to here, and then maybe like, okay, you'll go here to here, here to here, here to here, and that'll simulate the movement. That was really popular back in the early 80s, with Asteroids, the first Star Wars arcade game, Battlezone, and the Vectrex pretty much was a vector-based console. I think it's the only vector-based console. And again, probably the only one that's self-contained. So before I show off the actual game, you're wondering, where's the controller then? I showed you the port, and I showed you where the plug was. Well, this is actually kind of a cool thing. There's actually a little tab here, so I open that up. Let me put this down for a second. So you open it up. That little tab slides out. And, sorry about that again. Here's your controller. Let me try showing this back just a little bit. Yeah, it's one of those springy cables from like the Intellivision time. Okay, let's try getting a little bit of that rotation out of there. Come on. Oh well, I'll be holding on to it while we're playing. So yeah, pretty much the Vectrex wanted to go with a full-on arcade style. So you got 4 arcade buttons. The controller is in really nice condition, the one I got. All 4 buttons work nicely. You have a little stick here. And this is actually an analog stick. So it will register slight motions, in any direction. Unfortunately, only about 2, maybe 3 games actually supported it, the analog style. And let me see if I can get you in there. Sorry about that. Yeah, you can barely see it. There's a second controller port here, and then you have a reset button here, and then your volume is your power button's kind of controlled with the volume as well. So we're about halfway done with this video. So let me show off the built-in game Minestorm, which is very much like Asteroids, but a little different. Well, first let me turn the power switch on, power strip on. There you go. That's another thing about the system. There's a buzz to it, and that's mainly because there's no shielding between the speaker wire and the monitor, the actual screen. Some people kind of find that to be one of the nice things about it. Yeah, another thing that this system did come with overlays for, because as you can see, it's all black and white. So yeah, as you can see, very similar to Asteroids. There we go. Yeah, this one came with a blue overlay originally. I don't have the overlays. I will say the overlays probably will make a big difference though, because it's always nice to have color or some sort of background. So yeah, pretty much for Minestorm you have the 4-button fires, the 3-button is your motion. Oop, there's my problem there. And then the 2-button is an escape, where it'll randomly teleport you somewhere on the screen. So let's see if I can get it working. Yeah, see? Just randomly somewhere in the field. 1-button does nothing. Some games do have a pause function, but you have to remember, this is back when pause function was kind of a novelty at that point. Yeah, it's a pretty fun game though. And I mean, that was like the main focus with the Vectrex. They wanted to bring the arcade experience home. Oof. Hey, come on. I am sucking right now. There you go. But there were a few arcade titles brought over. We had sorry about that. We had Berserk. We had Scramble on this. The kind of the precursor to Gradius. We had Scramble. Pole Position was on this. And it's actually this console has actually had the first ever game that was originally on home consoles, but then was ported over to arcades in the form of Cosmic Chasm. Ah, dang. Should really use the escape button more often. But it's definitely a cool thing. I mean, I think they're maybe by putting the monitor, its own monitor in here, they probably wanted to go for make it a little bit of a portable thing. Teleport. But it's, there's some weight to this. Because of the monitor, it has some weight to it, so it's not exactly super portable. Come on, there you go. But I could see, I guess, how you can make it portable. I'm kind of running low on time. But, yeah, just want to show you this off. I got the Vectrex not that long ago off eBay. Got it Saturday in the mail. So, it's a pretty neat little system, so I'm going to try to see if I can get some other games for it over time, but can't promise anything soon. So, see you later.